Hello, my name is Kane. This is Castle Tools, your home defense network. We are working on a series of self-defense myths, and this one is going to be building on the one that we did last week. And this myth is, I don't need to think about the law right now. If I ever need to use a gun, I'll just hire a lawyer afterwards. That's what lawyers are used for, aren't they? Well, there's a lot of things that you need to do before you actually fire the gun. There's going to be two events in your life, and it's going to be separated with the trigger pull. Everything that you trained with before the trigger pull is going to be micromanaged by everything that happens after the trigger pull. Okay, so you're going to get all these lawyer types. They're going to be looking into your past of all your training in things like that. Okay, and remember when we also talk about reasonable Ralph and the reasonable person standard. What you know is going to be part of reasonable Ralph. So if you can document exactly your training, I'm not talking about hardware training, which is important. I'm also talking about software training. If you can document, like the Tooler drill, okay? If you can document the Tooler drill, if you can document the AOJ triad, if you can document innocence, image, proportionality, avoidance, and reasonableness, that is all admissible as reasonable Ralph, okay, what we're talking about. And that way you can educate those grandmas and the soccer moms on the jury what self-defense actually is. And if you go to a training school, those training schools are very important. We talked about training school. Having a competent training school. I'm not talking about someone that just goes over the physical aspect of it, but really the legal aspect of it. And that's where you can have someone talk on your behalf, like James Yeager. He seems like it would be a very competent class, but would you want James Yeager on the jury or on your witnesses to help you defend yourself? Would you want him as an expert witness? Personally, no way. I wouldn't have James Yeager as an expert witness because of his bravado, his arrogance also. But maybe someone like Massad Ayoob, all right? Wouldn't you like to have Massad Ayoob on your side talking for your behalf? And if he teaches you something, it's going to be part of a reasonable Ralph. So the third thing you need to do is learn exactly what you need to do after the shooting, okay? This is more of a legal issue, and this is, again, just for information only, but you just can't clam up. You just can't just shut down and say you're not going to say anything. You need to cooperate a little bit, saying, hey, I am the victim. I'll sign the complaint. I did it in self-defense. Here's my weapon. Here's the guy that attacked me, or the guy that attacked me ran that way. Here's his knife. Here's his gun. Those are the witnesses. You need to understand what certain things are. And then you also need to tell them that you're kind of frazzled right now and you want to cooperate, and you'll cooperate as soon as you've spoken with a lawyer. Those are really the highlights on what you need to know even after the fact, because of, well, I won't get into it. That's a different video. If you don't tell them all these things, they're going to put you in jail, and then they're going to figure it out maybe 48, 72 hours, a week later that you are a victim while you're telling it through your lawyer's eyes, okay? So if you only think that you don't need to know the law because the lawyer is going to teach it to you afterwards, that's not how it works. You have to prove it to yourself that you know the law before the lawyer tells you you need to know the law, okay? The perfect example is this shooting in last year. I forgot the guy's name. It just went through Ramsey County now. And he said that this is where I think lawyers came in. He got up on the stand and he said the person that he shot, it looked like he was going after his wife, that he had a menacing stare at his wife. Well, that goes towards jeopardy. And then he also said he thought he was reaching for a gun. Well, that's furtive movements, okay? If you do not know jeopardy, a menacing manner, looking at him, that's lawyer speak for jeopardy, okay? I don't know if this guy really knew what he was talking about. And then he also said that there was a furtive movement. Well, the furtive movement was toward his phone. Okay, the guy was just convicted of first-degree murder yesterday for the shooting that happened last year, and I don't believe he knew the law. I think the lawyer helped him craft it into a way where he knew the law. But I'll tell you what, if you had it documented somewhere where you knew the law, innocence, imminence, proportionality, avoidance, jeopardy, or the AOJ triad, ability, opportunity, and jeopardy, reasonable Ralph, if you have all that stuff documented, you'll be able to teach the jury exactly what is going on. So if you believe that all you need to do is hire a lawyer, well, you are seriously behind the power curve. My name is Kane. This is Castle Tully's Your Home Defense Network. I hope this helped.